Welcome to our in-depth exploration of R's turbulent path. The RB artist Kelly has seen significant ups and downs in her life and career. Today we are at one of the most glaring symbols of his decline, this deserted home, where his laughter and singing once filled the air. Let's travel back in time and have a look at R before we discover the secrets of this abandoned mansion. Kelly's unabated ascent in the music business and the legal troubles that finally drove him to ruin. Set against the unsettling silence of this once vibrant mansion, get ready for an engrossing story that shifts from chart-topping achievements to spooky court fights. Once a big player in the music industry, Kelly is an American singer, songwriter, actor, and record producer. Praised for his many hits and smooth RB voice, his net worth skyrocketed into the tens of millions, maybe hitting $100 million during the peak of his career. His riches have subsequently fallen though, and as of May 2024, reports put his net worth at a negative $2 million. Kelly initially gained notoriety in the early 1990s, featuring 12 Play, his first solo record. With successes like Bump and Grind, I Believe I Can Fly, and If I Could Turn Back the Hands of Time, he gained recognition for his steady production of hits and rose to fame in the RB genre. With almost 40 million records sold in the US alone, his amazing talent earned him the titles of King of RB and RB Pied Piper, solidifying his impact on a global scale. In addition to an astounding 54 million globally, Kelly garnered 24 Grammy nominations over his career, winning 3 of them. He also accumulated 110 prizes from 274 nominations at several major events, including as the American Music Prizes, BET Awards, and BMI Awards. His fame was further enhanced by his collaborations with other musicians, such Kirk Franklin on Lean on Me. But there has been a lot of controversy surrounding R. Kelly's personal life, which has damaged his reputation as a musician. His legal troubles include severe accusations of fraud, child pornography, and sex trafficking, which resulted in a 31-year jail term. His financial condition has also deteriorated, and he now owes a significant amount to the IRS and other creditors. While seeking his release from jail, Kelly disclosed in April 2020 that he owed the IRS around $2 million. Today, the story of R. Kelly serves as a warning about the perils of individual misconduct and legal issues. He was formerly praised for his artistic achievements, but he is now living in the FCI Butner Medium-Y prison complex as a result of his acts. Kelly's love of music began at a young age. He started singing in the church choir when he was just 8 years old, which had a big impact on his love of music and helped pave the way for his eventual success as a well-known RB singer. His later music, which frequently combines emotionally charged lyrics with soulful melodies, clearly reflects the impact of his background, especially his membership in the church. He competed on the television talent competition and won a sizable reward of $100,000, which marked his debut in the music industry. This cash boost propelled him into the public limelight and served as a launching pad for his developing career. A significant turning point in his musical career was reached in 1991 when he signed a record deal with Jive Records as a result of the success and recognition this event brought. When Kelly joined up with music producer Barry Hankerson in 1992, his collaborations took a major turn, and it was via Hankerson that he met his niece, Aaliyah, for her debut album, which went double platinum and made Kelly a rising star in the music industry. She served as both producer and composer. This demonstrated Kelly's ability to develop up-and-coming musicians and cemented her status as a versatile musician. The 1993 album Born into the 90s, which was the result of his work with his group Public Announcement, further cemented his influence at this pivot time in music history. He launched his first solo album, 12 Play, the same year. It featured the popular singles Bump and Grind and went on to receive 6 platinum certifications. As his career progressed, Kelly demonstrated his musical acumen and capacity to make powerful songs by deftly juggling his own artistic legacy with his position as a well-known producer for other performers. The release of his self-titled album in 1995, which featured the well-known hymn I Believe I Can Fly and sold over 4 million copies, marked the apex of his solo career. His place in music history was cemented when this song won 3 Grammy Awards and struck a chord with listeners all around the world. I Believe I Can Fly, an uplifting song by Kelly that swiftly became a classic, was published on November 26, 1996. The song, which was first included on the Space Jam soundtrack, peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and spent 3 weeks at the top of the UK charts. It helped Kelly win 3 Grammy Awards in 1998, which increased his notoriety in the music business. He provided vocals for the song Freak Tonight in the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate that same year. In 1997, Kelly made the unexpected decision to investigate professional sports. In honor of his record 12 play, by agreeing to play basketball with the Atlantic City Seagulls in the USBL and wearing the number 12 jersey. In 1998, R. Kelly signed a distribution deal with Jimmy Iovine's Interscope Records to start his own record label, Rockland Records. Sparkle, whose debut album was produced by Kelly, was the label's first signing. By November 2000, the album had achieved platinum status thanks in large part to the song Be Careful. With several Grammy nominations and the American Music Awards' Favorite Soul R&B Male Artist Award, Kelly had solidified his status as an R&B superstar by the year 2000. He received a nomination for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance for his song When a Woman's Fed Up. At the Music of Black Origin Mobo Awards, his album TP2.com was ranked number 1, and he was given the Outstanding Achievement Award, 94 out of the top 200 albums of the decade per Billboard magazine. The World's Greatest, a song from the 2001 movie Ali, demonstrated his flexibility and ability to write catchy soundtracks. He gave a performance at the 2002 Winter Olympics closing ceremony only 1 week after a controversy involving a sex film with an underage girl surfaced. Kelly had a challenge in 2002 when a leaked copy of his next album, Loveland, was pirated. He responded to this setback by releasing Chocolate Factory, an alternative album that included Loveland as a bonus disc. Chocolate Factory's debut hit, the remix of Ignition, had an incredible 42-week run on the charts, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. With appearances at prestigious events like the 2010 FIFA World Cup opening ceremony and the 2011 pre-Grammy Gala in Los Angeles, Kelly's career continues to flourish. He was named the top R&B artist of the last 25 years by Billboard. A new phase in Kelly's musical career began that same year when he switched to RCA Records following the merger of Jive, Barrister and J Records. In 2013, he also went back on the Single Ladies Tour, performing at several North American music festivals. He released Switch Up in 2015, including a number of hits, including Jeremiah and Lil Wayne. His December album, The Buffet, sold 39,000 album equivalent units in its first week of release and debuted at number 16 on the Billboard 200. 12 Nights of Christmas, Kelly's Soul Christmas album, was released in 2016. It was his 14th and last studio album to date. His remarkable career as an R&B performer came to an end with the release of this album on October 21st. The album I Admit It, which included a 19-minute title track, recorded in 2018, was made available on streaming services in December 2022. Even though R was given credit for the record, Kelly and Sony's old recordings, it didn't have the right permission from R and Sony. Kelly's agents. Real Talk Entertainment uploaded the file under the Legacy Recordings sublabel. Swift action was taken in response to the illegal release, and the album was swiftly taken down from streaming providers. Because Universal Music Group, which had previously distributed for Real Talk Entertainment through its subsidiary in Grooves, decided to sever ties with the firm, this episode had a huge impact on the music distribution landscape. The illegal release and its fallout underscore the complex difficulties in sharing and regulating music in the current digital environment. In the infamous musician R's once Grand Garage, Kelly is an undiscovered gem, an abandoned collection of opulent cars. 3 exceptional vehicles, each a work of art in its own right, represent the height of auto design and craftsmanship. First up is a gorgeous sapphire blue Bentley Continental, a quintessential example of British automotive perfection. This car has a strong 4-liter V8 engine that produces an amazing 572 horsepower and 515 Nm of torque, along with 19-inch alloy wheels. A smooth and thrilling driving experience is promised when paired with an 8-speed automatic gearbox. The Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 comes next. It has a powerful 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that generates 550 horsepower and an impressive 730 Nm of torque, guaranteeing both comfort and dynamic performance. This car's interior is nothing short of spectacular, with a 13-speaker Burmester sound system and 2 reclining seats with ventilation. Such luxury has a cost. The GLS 600 is worth more than $170,000. The Phantom Drophead Coupe, a British saloon automobile that personifies automotive beauty, is the collection's gem in the crown. The Phantom's twin-turbo V12 engine produces 563 horsepower and 660 Nm of torque, easily combining power and elegance. The car's appearance exudes classic refinement, and the 8-speed automatic transmission adds to the luxurious driving experience. The Phantom Drophead Coupe, which retails for $340,000, is a monument to the pinnacles of high society living and automotive craftsmanship. Kelly's lavish lifestyle and the extraordinary attention to detail that premium manufacturers put into their work were formerly mirrored in these vehicles, even if they are no longer kept in his garage. The musician's opulent past is still poignantly remembered by this abandoned collection. Tiffany Hawkins is one of the accusers, claiming that she began having sex with her at the age of 15 in 1991 and encouraged her to make friends with minors. The Chicago Sun-Times has been looking into his behavior since 2000, bringing his alleged abusive behavior to light. Beginning in 2000, Kelly's legal issues became more serious, resulting in many civil cases and criminal prosecutions. However, the 2019 publication of the documentary Surviving R. Kelly marked a turning point. RCA Records severed its relationship with the artist after this series re-examined his alleged sexual misbehavior with kids, exposing a pattern of predatory behavior. As a result, authorities launched additional inquiries in 2019 to deal with the newly discovered evidence. There were serious legal repercussions from these continuing investigations. Kelly was found guilty of breaking both the Mann Act and the RICO Act, which deals with corrupt and racketeer-influenced organizations. He was found guilty again of creating child pornography the next year. A total of 31 years in prison was the result of these grave accusations. By 2024, R. Kelly Ferranaridas Cuija. The FCY. Bunda Medium Farnfuenf is where Pearlie is completing his term, a federal prison located in North Carolina. Kelly is engaged in a number of other high-profile civil and criminal cases in addition to federal sexual assault prosecutions. He was charged and put under house arrest in Lafayette, Louisiana, on August 13, 1997, for an incident that happened in July 1996, involving him and his group. One guy needed 110 stitches in his face as a consequence of the altercation. 3 minor accusations of disorderly behavior, including playing loud music from his car during a sound check, led to Kelly's arrest in Chicago on April 8, 1998, 1 year later. He had to pay a $500 daily charge to have his car repossessed after it was impounded. In July of that year, the accusations were finally dropped. Kelly's private life has been more closely examined in recent years. March 6, 2019 R. Kelly was imprisoned in Cook County Jail for not paying his ex-wife Andrea the $160,000 in child support that was due. When an unnamed donor came in to pay the child support, he was freed 3 days later. Regretfully, Kelly's work connections were also impacted by his legal troubles. November 1, 2004 R. Kelly filed a $75 million lawsuit against Jay-Z, a rapper and former buddy, as well as the promoters and organizers of the show. He demanded reparations for fines and lost income, accusing them of breaking their agreement during the Best of Both Worlds tour. Jay-Z responded by criticizing Kelly's behavior, saying it led to requests for special accommodations and the cancellation of shows. When Kelly filed a second lawsuit in 2005, claiming that Jay-Z's co-worker Tyron Ty Smith was to blame for a pepper spray incident that occurred during a concert on October 29, 2004, the conflict intensified. The two artists' friendship became even more strained as a result of this occurrence. Has been overshadowed by ongoing legal issues and personal disputes, which have had a major impact on his professional contacts and image. In the middle of these disputes, R. Kelly has shown a charitable side as well. His almost $2 million in donations to several charities reveal a more sympathetic side of himself, bringing to light a tenderness that coexists with the challenges of his public image. In addition to financial assistance, R. Kelly wants to have a good effect on the world and utilizes his music as a potent tool for social change. Following the horrific Virginia Tech tragedy in April 2007, R. All net revenues from Kelly's publication of the moving song Rise Up went to the victims' families. This selfless deed demonstrates how artists may use their gifts to offer consolation and encouragement at times of widespread grief. He further demonstrated his musical abilities in 2010, when he wrote Sign of a Victory for the FIFA World Cup, the revenues of which went to African organizations. His dedication to addressing global challenges and having a significant impact on the region is demonstrated by this endeavor. Kelly's charitable endeavors also reach out to his neighborhood. He gave a performance at a Chicago charity event on April 6, 2011, which raised money for Clarice House, a group that provides housing, employment, healthcare, and education to the city's impoverished communities. His determination to tackle social issues at the local level is demonstrated by this involvement. To improve his hometown standard of living, he also displayed his humanitarian nature during the 2016 Flint water crisis by providing water to the impacted community, demonstrating his willingness to provide helpful support in times of need. R. Kelly has also backed important projects like the Grammy Foundation, which was founded in 1989 to raise awareness of the problems of the underprivileged, an understanding of the importance of recorded music in American society. The foundation tackles important topics including the value of music education and the preservation of cultural heritage through a range of initiatives and events that involve the music business and cultural groups. Even if his life and profession are complicated, through his charitable endeavors, Kelly supports local and international organizations by using his wealth and notoriety for the greater good. Let this story's conclusion serve as a reminder that everyone is responsible for the results of their actions. Let's consider the importance of justice, accountability, and the lessons from the past as we forward. We appreciate your participation in this adventure. R. Kelly, whose name is synonymous with R&B music and a complicated personal story characterized by both great skill and significant challenges, was born Robert Sylvester Kelly. His mother's passing in 1993 stands out as one of the most important and life-changing experiences he has had in his lengthy life. In addition to creating a profound emotional hole in Kelly's life, her death influenced his identity, music, and ensuing hardships. On January 8, 1967, Kelly was born in Chicago, Illinois. He was raised in a difficult setting and encountered the hardships of poverty and the unpredictability of family life. Joanne Kelly, his mother, was very important to his upbringing. Her unwavering love and encouragement came from her diligent efforts to support her children as a single mother. She nurtured her son's skills and instilled a love of singing in him, recognizing his musical ability at a young age and encouraging him to follow his passion. Kelly's early years were marked by Joanne's influence. He developed a strong creative foundation as a result of her introduction to gospel music. His character was influenced by the morals and teachings Mum taught him, as well as her unshakable faith in his abilities was the motivation behind his goals. Kelly has frequently described in interviews how his mother's encouragement gave him the courage to perform, which ultimately helped him advance in the music business. Joanne Kelly's death in 1993 had a significant and varied impact. R. Kelly was devastated to learn of his mother's death while he was in his late 20s, and this defeat constituted a watershed in his life. He was in the early phases of his developing career at the time, but his achievement was overshadowed by the emotional toll of losing his mother. He has openly discussed his loss in a number of interviews, characterizing it as an intolerable weight that left a huge emotional hole. This was more than just a personal sorrow. It was a life-altering event that changed his outlook. According to Kelly, he frequently had intense feelings of isolation and desertion following the death of his mother. He found it difficult to cope with his loss, and without her support, he felt disoriented. He has blamed his turbulent relationships and mental health issues in interviews for many of his personal hardships, to the psychological wounds caused by her passing. He struggled with the emptiness left by her departure, and it frequently showed up in his music, which served as a conduit for his anguish and need. Following the passing of his mother, R. Kelly's songs gained greater depth. His early recordings include R and 12 Play. Relationships, love, and desire were among Kelly's topics. The effect of his mother's death started to permeate his lyrics as he produced more work. The profound inner upheaval and longing for connection that he felt after losing her are reflected in songs like I Believe I Can Fly, which include themes of optimism and resiliency. Kelly was able to establish a deep connection with his audience by incorporating his own experiences into his songs. Many listeners found comfort in the passion he expressed in his songs, and his vulnerability became a defining characteristic of his musicianship. In this sense, The loss of his mother not only influenced who he was, but it also enhanced his musical legacy by enabling his followers to feel the breadth of his hardships via the works of art he produced. After his mother passed away, Kelly had to deal with a number of personal issues, involving claims of mistreatment and legal issues. He frequently talked about how difficult it was for him to deal with the intense sadness and how it influenced his choices. The emotional upheaval brought on by this loss fueled a pattern of actions that would eventually make his life and work more difficult. Kelly frequently turned to unhealthy relationships for comfort and affirmation as a result of his attempts to fill the vacuum left by his mother, maintaining a cycle of suffering and effort. Kelly has shown resiliency in spite of these difficulties. He has stated in interviews that he wants to use his music and charity endeavors to pay tribute to his mother. He has expressed his desire to apply his position to bring about constructive change, which is consistent with the principles she taught him. Her dedication to preserving her heritage is evidence that she is a devout Christian. To her enduring influence on his life, the passing of the death of Kelly's mother in 1993 was a turning point that had a significant impact on him on several levels. His personal life, relationships, and music were all impacted by the emotional vacuum it caused, which he found difficult to fill. Even though he has faced many obstacles along the way, his mother's legacy continues to serve as a compass, his professional accomplishments being overshadowed by his personal life. These turbulent times had an effect on the marriage as well as their kids and the dynamics of their home. The children had to navigate their identities in the wake of such harsh and public accusations, caught in the crossfire of their parents' turbulent relationship. Consequences of the breakdown of the marriage reverberated across their family, demonstrating the extensive effects of domestic conflict. Their narrative is not just one of personal sorrow, it also offers a more comprehensive commentary on the various facets of life that go unnoticed. The story of Kelly and Andrea Kelly emphasizes how critical it is to confront and recognize the intricacies of interpersonal relationships as they conceal tales of suffering, adversity, and resiliency.